Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo.
There's a little bit of construction going on this street. Building new homes.
But I can assure you, it will pale in comparison to Houston's own, the Beer Can House.
Built by a man named John Milkovich over the span of 18 years, utilizing 39,000 beer cans. The siding are the cans laid flat. They even utilize the tops and sometimes even full beer cans.
Not full of liquid, but full in the form aspect. These.
And while this is not the most secure gate and not really going to hinder anyone from coming in here, it is pretty cool to look at, as well as the driveway and the garage in the back. Quite possibly one of the coolest mailboxes in existence. And when a stiff wind comes through, you really get quite the musical interlude with them clanging around like that.
It's interesting, this little section, all of these are rusted out because these are not beer cans. These are probably like black-eyed pea cans, green bean cans, hominy. Did you ever try hominy?
John, the creator, passed away in 1988 and his wife in 2002. But his vision lives on right here in Houston. With that view of downtown, right here in this neighborhood, was a scene from one of the quintessential 1990 movies.
1994 was a very pivotal year for a lot of pop culture enthusiasts. Green Day, Offspring, all those bands brought punk rock into the mainstream, and it was also the year that Ben Stiller directed his very first film.
And he summed up Generation X pretty well right here on the corner of Clay and Taft Street.
This was the road where Steve Zahn, Ethan Hawke, Janine Garofalo, and Winona Ryder lived.
This was their apartments in a little movie called Reality Bites. It's pretty neat to think about all four of them being roomies right in there. And out of all of them, which one do you think would have owned the cat?
One of the final scenes of the movie, Ethan Hawke is standing right here. Winona Ryder is up on that porch, and the skyline of Houston in the background.
This bush has grown considerably over the last couple of decades, but this is where they confessed their love to each other. Right there, in a way that only the mid-90s could present.
Winona Ryder would have leapt over that railing, ran down, and gave him a kiss. Why didn't she kiss me? Oh yeah, because I wasn't here. But honestly, who didn't have a crush on that woman? Ah, man.
The interesting thing is, a location manager would not choose that spot in current day because these big buildings and this new construction are blocking the cityscape, which made that scene so memorable.
It's always an adventure in a big city to try to find a parking spot for the RV. But I found one! I don't know how, but I found one!
There's a mural on the back side of this barber shop. I love Houston. There's quite a few of those around town that state that as well. Finding a spot for Large Marge, definitely slightly difficult in this area. But check this out, the Bethel Baptist Church. It's no longer a congregation. In fact, years ago, it burned. On January 24th, 2005.
It is kind of neat that it's just wedged in this little road right next to these apartments.
This is definitely really cool. Established 1891. The fountains are still running, and it's now a public park. Down the back alleys. I hit a major traffic jam and I took a turn down this way to avoid it. I'm wedged in between this soiled mattress and some razor barbed wire fencing on the right. Smither Park. This place looks awesome. Behind this fence is a metal dragon. It's almost like a parade float. Before hopping on board though, you might want to get your tetanus shot, because if that guy bites you, it's bad news. At first glance, this structure looks like a huge eyeball, but I think maybe it's a fish? I'm not really sure what that is. This is the inside of it. You can see my reflection there in the broken artistic glasswork, and as you back out, you'll notice this is kind of like a mouth with teeth up there. This thing scared the crap out of so many people. There's a porta potty there, just in case. You could stare at this wall for hours and still not see everything. That monkey, this throne with alligators at the bottom, this longhorn steer. You hang out here often? What's your name? It's like talking to a wall. The people who watch over the park also take care of the beer can house and the Orange Show. A former postal worker spent 25 years building this homage to his favorite citrus food. Now we can't go inside because there is a lock on the gate, and according to their website, this is under renovation for about the next month or so. And there is a guard dog up there. Many years ago, I did an unedited vlog wandering around the inside of that. Gosh, that seems like only yesterday, but it's been a few years. I'm not 100% sure on what this is. It could be a taco man, or maybe a piece of toast. The more I think about it, it could have been a foot. Let's answer some questions. Let's try that again. Let's answer some questions. That's better.
Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I think it'd be amazing if the Loch Ness Monster was real, as well as the Jersey Devil and Mothman and Sasquatches. I think part of the mystique, though, is not really knowing. You always are left wondering.
Do you ever plan on marrying or settling down, having kids?
Of course, I'm not opposed to that. First, I have to find someone who can deal with my traveling lifestyle and my insane mind.
Hey Adam, what's your favorite baseball team?
Honestly, I don't really have a favorite. I like a lot of different teams. I like a lot of different players, especially back when I really followed baseball in the 80s and 90s. I am more of a fan of the game. I wanted to be a professional baseball player when I was younger, and there was a small portion of my life, probably 5 or 10 years ago, I actually considered going to school for umpiring. There's something you probably didn't know.
How are you finding your little areas that you're going to? Are you Googling them before you get there, or are you using a GPS on your phone?
When it comes to the route I'm going, it's kind of just on a whim. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. When it comes to researching spots or what I'm going to do in that certain area, it's kind of done a day or two before, with exception. Sometimes there will be things I want to specifically go to, but normally it's word of mouth, things left in comments, or something I've had in the back of my mind for a long time, or maybe even something the internet provides. It's just a bunch of different things that conglomerate into one factor. Do I still leave stickers in locations that I have visited? I don't really do that anymore. I did that when I first started doing videos and people would go find them. But I find out now that after one person gets all the stickers, a lot more people go out of their way to go to that location to get them, and the stickers are gone. And I feel bad that people are traveling to a spot to get stickers that no longer exist. That's why I don't put stickers and hide them around at the former vlog spots anymore.
Hi, Adam the Woo. Will you tell us how you came up with your Hitchcock phrase?
And have you ever thought about going to the filming location of the birds?
Because we think
Hitchcock would be proud.
It just kind of happened like a lot of catchphrases. I see something and I just make a comment, then I make it another day, I make it another day, and then it just kind of becomes a thing that sticks in my mind and sticks in the viewer's mind. That's how I came up with it, and yes, definitely Northern California trip to Bodega Bay to visit the location of the birds. And Hitchcock, he will be proud.
If you were to win the lottery on one of your trips, what kind of car would you purchase with that money?
I don't think I'd have my mind on any particular car, like a sports car or a classic car or anything like that. Maybe I'd get a bigger RV, a larger Marge, if you will.
What YouTubers do you follow?
Other than my friends and those who appear in my videos, I really don't watch a whole lot of videos on YouTube unless I'm researching something or something of that nature. I'm usually so focused on doing my own thing that I'm not spending a lot of time searching and browsing YouTube and following a lot of other YouTubers. I know it sounds bizarre, but it's kind of the nature of my life and how hectic everything is sometimes.
When are you going to come to the UK? I know you've already answered this question recently, but if I were to start a petition, how many names would it take for you to come to the UK? Because I will do it.
I've been wanting to get over there for quite a while. It's not really in the cards right now. I'm not sure if petition would really help, but it would be fun to see how many people would sign it. That's for sure. This is an example of theming done correctly. You're called Firehouse Saloon. Put a fire truck in front of your place. That's the way it's done. A very long stone's throw from downtown, but I still had trouble finding parking. I had to wedge the RV in that parking lot corner way over there. But I made it happen. Under the bridge near downtown, there's a colony of bats. And if you think I'm kidding, take a gander at these signs. Never handle grounded bats. In the crevices of the undercarriage of this road are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of actual bats. If you listen closely, you can hear them chirping. Right along these little lines, these parallel lines, they barricade themselves up in there. They're up in there. Specifically, they are Mexican free-tail bats. This is what they look like up close. Looks like a little mouse with wings. There's the skeleton of one of those little creatures. Kind of looks like the Sigourney Weaver chasing alien. If you look all along the railing here, this is not dirt. This is not mud. This is bat poop. It's hard to hear them with the traffic up above, but listen very closely. Very high-pitched noises. You can hear them rustling around up there. Gotta love these Houston roads. Certain times of the year, there are way more bats in that area than there were tonight. I'm not really sure. I think the weather comes into play a little bit on this, but there really weren't a whole lot. I could hear them up there, but they weren't making it visible. They weren't coming out to play. Usually they take flight from under the bridge and they go off into the Houston sky, but not tonight. Is it the time of year? Maybe it's the time of year. Maybe I came here at the wrong time to see the bats. I wanted to see some bats. Vlog.